and welcome to class. Today we're going to be exploring yoga for anxiety and stress. So if you're feeling a little bit tense, you just want to relieve some stress or just get a little bit of quiet time, this will be the perfect class for you to explore. We're going to be using one prop today. It will be a pillow. We'll be using it towards the end of class, so you can just get your pillow that you sleep on. That should be fine. We'll just set that aside for now until we need it a little bit later. Otherwise, join me on your mats and we'll start in a laying down position on our bellies. So once you get to your belly, I'd like you to spread your legs nice and wide for me, and allowing the insides or soles of the inside seams of the feet to rest on the ground. So if you've got stiff ankles, then you can have the bottoms of the feet facing down. Try and get that nice rotation of the ankles. And then we'll come up onto our forearms, one stacked on top of each other, creating almost like this hood, so we're not resting on our chest or our rib cage. We've got the rib cage elevated, and we're going to rest our forehead on our forearms. So it's as if we're pushing down with our elbows, creating almost this hooded effect. The English name of this posture is crocodile. So just think of a crocodile resting alongside a lake, taking in all the sun, basking in all its glory. Take a nice deep inhale for me. Filling the belly with air, feeling the chest lift slightly off the mat as you inhale into the belly. Holding the breath at the top, creating a little bit more capacity for the lungs, and exhaling through the nose. Continue breathing here for me. Inhaling through the nose, filling the belly with air. Exhaling again through the nose. And just letting go of any expectations that you may have for yourself today in your practice. Settling into the posture, feeling the ground beneath you on the inner seams of the legs. And the pressure of the mats against your pelvis, against your hip bones and your belly. And the shape your back is making as you're lifting up, resting your head on your forearms. Continue following your breath here for me. Another nice long inhale through the nose. We'll exhale through the mouth this time. Deep inhale and exhale completely through the mouth. The next inhalation, lift the legs and draw them towards each other to the middle of your mat. Exhale, release the hands to the top of the mat, reaching out. And really just focusing on this length that you're making. You can rest your forehead on your mat here. And again, just feeling into the body, feeling the arms pressing against the mats, the rib cage, the chest, moving down to the legs. Your next inhalation, just lift both arms up and reach to the top of the mat. You can lift the neck here slightly and breathe. Another long inhale here. And exhale, release. Next time we'll lift the legs, lifting the legs only. Inhale, lift, pointing the toes, really creating extra length for your body here. Keep reaching, pushing the palms down, pointing the toes. And exhale, release down. Your next inhalation, lift both hands and both legs. Hold it there and go through at least 2 cycles of breath. preparing. Inhale, ready, lift. Breathe here. And exhale, release down to the mat. Drawing the hands underneath the shoulders here. Releasing the right hand out. You can cactus the arm or extend it out. And then bringing the right cheek to the mat. And the left hand is stacked in front of you with the elbow on top. When you're ready, inhale, bend the left knee. Sending that heel up towards the sky. Inhale, lift the knee. And exhale, release the leg over the extended leg, pointing the toes to the floor behind you. So really rolling up and opening up the shoulder and the chest here. And breathe. Keep pointing the toes. Feeling a nice stretch in that inner hip flexor. Next inhale, draw the leg up and over, extending it alongside the opposite leg. Changing the sides of your face. Left cheek comes to the mat. Right hand draws towards the nose, stacking that elbow on top of the wrist and the hand. Next inhalation, bend the right knee, sending that heel up towards the sky. We'll inhale, lift the right knee, and exhale, extend that stretch over the extended leg, pointing the toes, really opening up the shoulder here. So really rolling onto that opposite shoulder. It's a very nice stretch for the shoulders. So good for surfers or runners. Inhale. Leg comes over, extends. Bring both hands to underneath the shoulders. Push up. And then lifting up and pushing into a cobra. Breathe here. Tuck the tailbone, creating extra length in the sacrum. And then take your left hand and walk it to the front of the mat so that the elbow comes underneath the shoulder and opposite hand follows. And you're in Sphinx now. Again, tuck the tailbone, lift the chest, wide collarbones here, and just breathe. Tucking the chin, walking the hands towards underneath the shoulders. Exhaling there, next inhale, push yourself up into a kneeling plank. Round the upper back by pushing into the palms here. If you feel that you may need to walk a little bit closer towards the wrist, that's all good. And inhale, and exhale, send the seat back towards the ankles into child's pose. So we're going to do an embryo pose. So legs are together, seat resting on the heels, forehead resting on the mat below you, arms alongside the body, palms facing up. And we're here for about 5 breaths. Allowing those breaths to be nice and long and fluid. Allowing the shoulders to open up and melt onto the sides of the body. Nice deep breaths as we observe the lungs expanding, the rib cage expanding. Really feeling the belly moving on the thighs. Next, inhale, walk your hands to the top of the mat, so you're reaching out here. We'll open the knees up to a wide knee child's pose. Still seated on the heels, knees are wide, arms are long, stretching to the top of the mat, planted, all 10 fingers down. Next, inhale, lift the body up as you tuck your toes, push back into the seat for downward dog. Inhale, lifting the right foot, drawing the right knee towards the nose. Holding this posture, just rounding the back, holding it for 1 breath. Keep that toe pointing. Exhale, release that foot down to the mat in between your hands, coming into a lunge. Just try and keep both legs nice and strong here. We'll go into a psoas stretch, so we're going to drop that left knee, untuck the toe, and come up into a crescent lunge. This is a really good hip opener. It's great for a deep, deep stretch right into the psoas muscle. Breathing here. Bringing the hands down to the heart center. Exhaling, practicing them open. Breathing. Releasing any sort of fear that you may have. Inhaling. Drawing back into the heart center. Exhale, place the hands on the mat. Tuck that back toe. Come back up into your low lunge. Hold your low lunge. Toe, heel, your right foot to the outside of your mat, and walk both hands into the mat, middle of the mat. And you're in lotus now. You can stay with the arms up like this, or you can walk down onto the elbows. Again, another nice deep stretch in the hips. We store a lot of emotions in the hips. So it's really just about releasing all those emotions, releasing all those expectations this evening. And exhaling here. Next inhale, if you have kneeled down, walk your hands back up. And then toe heel the feet back into the center. Push into the palms and just draw that leg back into downward dog. Just observing the way the hips are feeling here. Maybe pedaling it out a little bit. Just giving way and giving up any sort of expectations, any sort of judgments. Next inhale, we lift that left foot. Draw the knee towards the nose. Round the upper back here. Inhale. And as you exhale, place that foot down in between the hands. You're in your lunge. And gently just drop that right knee just above the knee. Untuck the foot. Inhale, come up into your crescent lunge on the opposite side. Just breathing here. Pushing the hips, drawing the hips down. Keeping the leading leg strong, the feet strong, back long, the crown long. Drawing the hands down to the heart center. We open up the heart, open up to possibility, let go of fear. Inhaling, drawing the arms back up to your crescent lunge. And again, back down to heart center, ceiling. Shading out that front foot, tuck the back toes, you come back up into your lunge. Toe, heel to the outside or towards the outside of your yoga mat. Both hands come into the inside of that left foot. Really pushing into the palms, have strong shoulders here. If you wish, you can go lower. And just relax here again, let go of any sort of expectations. And again, toe heel, your foot back to the center of the mat. Pushing into the palms, releasing the seat back, drawing the leg back, coming into downward dog. Again, paddling it out for me. And just holding your downward dog for 5 more breaths, coming into a still, quiet position. Making sure the palms are pushing down, fingers are evenly spread. Spine is long, shoulders are strong. Next inhale, lift both heels, bend the knees a lot, gaze forward, and just begin to tiptoe to the front of your mat. feet hip distance apart here. Keep the knees very bent, and using your index finger and your your index finger and your middle finger, wrap it around your big toes. Take your thumb and press your thumb down onto those two fingers that's wrapped around your toes. So the knees are very bent here. Keep the weight evenly distributed into your feet. Inhale, lengthen the head up, the neck up. Exhale there. Inhale again. And exhale, forward fold over the legs. Allow the arms to dangle out. Let the shoulders move up the back, down the back. And breathe. Feel the belly again pushing against the torso. Feel the strength in the legs, the stretch in your back. One more breath here. And exhale. Inhale, lift the head, come halfway up. Exhale there, release the toes. Put the hands on the hips. Gently send the seat down, all the way to the mat. So you're coming into this seated position. Bring the soles of the feet together. Just going to bring myself to face you guys now. Soles of the feet come together for Baddha Konasana. Also a really good hip opener. So we'll just grab onto the ankles, onto the outsides of the ankles. Roll the shoulders out a little bit. Inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, fold. You can send both elbows to the knees. Just keep a nice long straight back here. We're going to hold this posture for about 10 breaths, so don't push too hard. If you're feeling a little bit of tension in the inner seams of the legs, you can release the feet out a little bit further ahead of you. So wherever you are in your practice, there's no rush, there's no goal, there's no end goal in tonight's practice. We're just releasing, letting go, and giving space to new things. Allowing the blood to circulate through the body, through the joints, renewing all the joints, all the fresh oxygen, renewing all the blood surrounding the joints. Inhale the arms up to reach towards the sky. And we'll exhale forward, fold over the legs. Don't be in too much of a rush to get the forehead down. Just go wherever your flexibility in your hips takes you. And just make sure that you relax the shoulders, relax the neck. Relaxing here. Stretching out and again, giving way to new. Just begin walking your hands to the right hand side, over that right leg if you can. Taking that left hand, stacking it on top of the right. Just feeling an extra little lateral stretch there, in between the intercostal muscles of the rib cage. Now walk the hands back to the center and exhale there. When you inhale again, walk over to the left hand side. And then again, just using that right hand to stack on top of the left for a little extra stretch in the side body. Exhale, walk the hands back to the center. We'll exhale here, and then inhale, come all the way up, back into your seated position. We'll extend the legs out in front of us. Place the hands alongside the hips. pointing up, just into a Dandasana. So just a seated posture, just like this. We're pushing everything down. It's a very calming posture and it's a very centering posture. Not much is happening physically, but it's all mentally, and it's also all about the activation in your legs. So pushing down, keeping that length in the arms, the activation in the toes, the activation in the fingers. And just find a point and gaze to it for at least 5 breaths here. Exhalation, just begin walking your hands towards your feet. Wherever your flexibility in your back and your hips take you, accept that and relax there. Relax the head there. Keep that length in the spine. Activation in the toes. Following our breath as it enters and exits the nostrils. Inhale, gaze to the toes. Exhale, come all the way up. Place the hands a little bit further behind you. Come up onto the feet. Scoot your seat back towards your heels. And then just come into a laying down position. Hugging the knees into the chest. Just making circles with the knees here. Massaging the lower back, and the spinal cord, and then just going into the opposite direction. And just gathering your thoughts, letting go and giving way to the new. And knowing that you are always more than what you appear to be. You're always capable of more than what you give yourself the credit for. And one more hug of the knees into the chest. Bring the forehead towards the knees. Just really closing up here. Breathing. And exhale, releasing the head back down. Place the feet down and just roll over onto the right hand side to come up into a seated position again. We'll grab onto our pillows now and we'll place it on our mats. And this is what we'll use for our Shavasana today, or for our resting pose. It's a really nice opener for the back, and it's a really nice way to just let go, lengthen the lower back, and to relax. So grab your pillow, place it on your mat. You have an option to have the soles of the feet together, or the feet mat distance apart, and the knees falling in towards each other. So you're making a capital A with the lower half of your legs, and this will depend what your back is feeling. Okay. So I prefer to have. You can also have the legs extended. So I prefer to have mine in a Baddha Konasana, so the soles of the feet together. So we'll take the pillow, and with both hands behind us, we'll scrunch up a bit of it. And it's almost as if you're going to sort of tuck it underneath your bum, but not really. And then we'll just come to lie back. So you're not on the pillow. Your seat's not on the pillow at all. You're creating this little curve in the lower back. And then you're resting the spine basically on the pillow, and your head dangles off gently, always gentle with the neck, and then the arms and shoulders are also off, dangling off to the sides. Oh, it's amazing. So again, like I said, soles of the feet can be together, or you can lift the knees up and draw them in towards each other for capital A position, or moving into Shavasana. So we'll start off in Baddha Konasana. You can flow for the rest of the class with me. or you can just you can just stay in your preferred position. So palms on the outsides of the body and alongside the body. And just really feeling into this one. Allowing the legs and the hips to feel open, the chest to feel open and exposed. Just allowing that stretch to start from the toes and end in the mind's eye. Just relaxing here and taking your time, allowing your breath to move you into a place of stillness. If you like, you can extend your legs now into Shavasana. So each leg extends to a corner of the mat. We'll keep the pillow behind us. And just giving way to the new. Allowing all sorts of thoughts to pop in our minds and let the breath carry it out again. And just releasing the ones that do not serve us. Empowering and expressing gratitude for the thoughts that do serve us. Accepting that there's always a reason behind every moment in life. And be grateful that this is where you've brought yourself today. To wiggle the toes, run the thumb across each finger. Begin to draw the heels up towards the seat, knees are bent. Bring both hands to rest on the chest here. And then extending whichever arm you feel comfortable, roll out onto your side. And using your top hand to push yourself up to come into a seated position with the legs crossed or extended in front of you. The eyes are closed and the head is heavy. Just honoring our breath here again. Expressing gratitude for ourselves, love for ourselves. Just doing a scan through the body, feeling all its intentions, all its twitches. And one more time, expressing love for yourself and your body. May you carry this sense of peace with you throughout your day or your evening. To the heart center and gently bowing your head towards your greatest teacher, your heart. Namaste. Thank you all so very much for joining me this evening. I hope you feel relaxed and calm. Whenever you're feeling any sort of anxiety or stress, just pop on this YouTube channel and I'm sure you'll find something that you're interested in. If you've got anything that you have in mind for me to teach, please pop it in the comments box below. Otherwise, please subscribe and I'll see you soon.